wasn't just a student, like just wasn't an athlete, just wasn't somebody in Greek. Like I got the full experience, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Do you think you like fit the stereotype?
What stereotypes are we talking about?
When I think of Kappas, I think of prestige. Very like they hold themselves to like a higher level.
It's not a number that could justify how much fun and how much I love Southern. If the ball get to me, I'm the closer, so I'm like, if the ball get to me, like it's over with, it's done deal.
What was it like having a powerhouse like LSU in the same city?
Baton Rouge is definitely a perfect spot to be in. If Southern don't have something going, LSU definitely has something going.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's always busy, always something to do. So Divine Nine, the experience, I guess I'm starting to step into and being able to learn more about. It's just the greatness of blacks. When you go to college, you plant seeds. So the seed that you plant, if you don't talk to nobody, you have no branches to grow off of.
So just basically building your network.
Yeah, so the knowledge that other people have, you could definitely gain from it.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Echoes of the Yard. I'm your host, Kendyl Terrell, a soccer player at Jackson State University, and this podcast is your source for all things HBCU. From the guests to the topics, the good and the bad, we're here to talk about it all. For the 11th episode, I'm here with one of my old classmates, Jerry Burkett II. Emphasize on the second because you got to know that. A baseball player from Southern. So we have so much to talk about. I know a little bit about you, but they don't. Tell me about yourself, where you're from, your upbringing. Let's just hear a little bit.
All right, my name is Jerry Burkett II. I'm from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Me and Kendyl were classmates. We've been knowing each other since we were about 4 or 5. I went to Southern, played baseball, left-handed pitcher. I was there for 4 years, of course. While I was there, I crossed Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, best chapter, SAAC. I think that's about it. I was in a lot of different organizations while I was on campus. Like I said, I did go to Hattiesburg High, and that's about it.
So how and why did you start playing baseball? Like, what's your why for it?
Baseball? Okay, my parents put me in all sports growing up. Basketball, soccer, baseball, football. And, I love baseball, so I guess I had to give it to my parents. I have a little picture when I was a baby of me playing with the little tee and plastic bat and stuff like that. So, I have to say my parents put me in the game, and I just, over the years, start to enjoy it more than others, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So when did you realize you wanted to pursue it in college, though?
Facts. I would say I chose my sport probably had to be 10th or 11th grade. After we won the state championship in baseball. I stopped playing football that 10th grade year because I got hurt this summer. And basketball, it was kind of a sport that my dad liked to play, and I just enjoyed playing it. So that my 10th grade year, definitely going into that summer, we got a lot of more exposure playing with different leagues and stuff like the MLB. They have a partnership with the Breakthrough Series, and I was able to go see and play with those incredible guys. A lot of guys are in the league and different things like that. So I started traveling more with baseball and enjoying the scenery and the opportunities that they had.
So tell me about your journey to Southern. Like, did you always want to go to HBCU?
You hear me? My journey to Southern. You hear me?
Yeah.
Kind of broke up. You'll repeat that.
Okay, I said, did you always want to go to HBCU? Like, tell me about your journey to Southern.
Oh yeah, so my number one school that I wanted to attend was LSU. Other than that, I wanted to go to HBCU. Southern in general was definitely number one on my list. Growing up, I always go to the Bayou Class. I've been going there every year. I missed 1 year. That was COVID year, but they didn't have it. I think it was in Shreveport or something like that. So I always been around Southern. I had a couple of cousins that went to Southern. And like I said, didn't really want to go to any PWI other than LSU. So HBCU, just because coming from our high school, like we went to all-black high school. Only time I played with a lot of all-black teams, and I played with a lot of predominantly white teams. And I just like the culture that us as people, I want to be around us, see black excellence. And also I knew that, like, just say if I was to throw a perfect game at Southern and a perfect game at, just say, Duke or something, that perfect game would be definitely more remembered and feel at Southern, I feel like. So, yeah, just always.
So what was it like having a powerhouse like LSU in the same city? Like how much did you interact with those students or athletes?
Right. With the choices, like with HBCUs, on like other than Southern, I consider FAMU just because you have another big school in your state. I mean your city. So of course, my sophomore year I stayed on LSU side. So like my first freshman year I was on campus and everything Southern side, and it's like 10 minutes away. So I was able to interact with a lot of people that went to LSU, moving on that side, going to a lot of football games, basketball games, and get student tickets all the time. So it was definitely Baton Rouge is definitely a perfect spot to be in. With having, we have a lot of schools around like Lafayette, so a lot of people come to the city, and then it's the capital. So I'm glad that I chose Southern just because of some fact that LSU. Like, if Southern don't have something going, LSU definitely has something going.
Yeah.
So it's like it's always busy, always something to do.
So if I remember correctly, didn't Southern beat LSU? Were you a part of the team when that happened?
Yes, I was.
So what was that experience like? What were you feeling? Because, like you said, we both went to a majority Black school, and like we were definitely like stereotyped and not being the best, but like just getting that feeling of beating everybody was such a thrill for me. So how was that when you experienced beating LSU?
Man, so like me and my dad always talk about, okay, not if I don't get to go to LSU, like what place will I be able to go? And we play them. And so Southern, we play them twice a year, every year. So my first appearance in college was against LSU my freshman year, and we lost. We was up on them and came back and won. And we play them every year. I mean, just being on that field while we was winning, the previous years we'll be ahead in the game, fourth, fifth inning come around, then they go up. So I mean, we was always like felt like we was there, but just experienced it. We were never too excited. We was always like calm because we don't seen them come back and this that
Yeah.
nervous. But I'm like, if the ball get to me, I'm the closer. So I'm like, if the ball get to me, like it's over with, it's done deal. Like only thing I need, I was like the whole game I'm pacing around the dugout. Like I just need y'all to give me the ball. Like it's the game over. So I was able to go in and like the 7th, coach still ain't called for me to go to the pen. So I'm like just like, let's go, like building up. Like, okay, so I know it's coming. Like the game is in my hands. So he told me to go get warm. I think I only threw like 5-6 pitches. Like I was already amped up. So going into the game, a few quick outs, and then I like raced my nerves and whatnot, and then one more inning out there, and just like throwing the last pitch, getting them out. It was like it really didn't hit me until like after the game. He like, bro, you did it. Like I'm like, man, like I didn't start celebrating until we got on the bus, but seeing how excited everyone else, like it made everyone else feel, the alumni, like all the love that we got from it, like it was definitely a moment that I always remember for sure.
So, like, being in a predominantly white sport, because we are both in predominantly white sports, like,
Right.
How was that feeling for you as an HBCU, as a Black man in America, to beat LSU like that, a majority, like a PWI, like to just experience, like, do you think that set the record straight not to, underestimate HBCUs? Like, how was that in that aspect for you?
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing. Like I said, how I made everyone else feel like we did it. Like we can do it. I should say. Like just because you put behind the 8 ball, don't mean like the future not as big for you. You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to plug into people like, hey, bro, you still got it. Don't matter if you only eat once a day. Like, bro, you still could do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was beating them. LSU definitely impacted me because I was able to impact others, I guess. Like, I definitely excited that we was able to do that just to shine a light on everyone else. Like, hey, bro, you can do it. Like, I promise you can.
I like that. So how would you rate your overall experience at Southern as a student? Like 1 through 10 as a student, how was your experience at Southern?
Out the roof. 10 is not a number that could justify how much fun and how much I love Southern. Like, just the experience with baseball and even off the field, the amount of people I learned and got to meet and the connections that I have forever. Like, even on the yard, just having fun, going to the games, like parties, like the student life is great. The food, even our cafeteria food, pretty good. So it's just like,
no, literally.
I'm telling you. So like, and then homecoming, like tailgate's crazy. So like, just being a part of that, not just Also able to leave like a stamp on something like, yeah, came in. I wasn't just a student, like just wasn't an athlete, just wasn't somebody in Greek. Like I got the full experience, and I definitely enjoyed it.
So, do you think playing for an HBCU has made college sports easier or harder for you?
I ooh, easier or harder? I definitely say a little bit of both. I mean, you have your pros and cons. I mean, as far as the facilities and stuff, of course, that's on the downside. But the things that you learn, like the adversity that you face, you're not gonna get that having everything. So it's just like you have your pros and cons, and I definitely say it'll make me a better person. Also, it's opened my eyes to different things, and then when you go to see everyone else facilities and different stuff like that, it opens your eyes in a different way as such. So I mean, I say you have both its pros and cons for sure.
Well, first of all, congratulations, but you're officially a pro baseball player now. What is what is that like to be able to say that? I'm definitely trying to get on my journey to get there, but I'm gonna take my last fifth year from my college career. But how does it finally like feel to be able to say that? Because I know how hard you worked. I've seen it from a young age, like
Right.
just getting that experience. How do you feel?
So it's just, I mean, it's like not satisfied yet. Like enjoying the moment, but I understand I'm not satisfied. But also, it's just like a different feeling. Like, okay, like you said, we go to HBCUs. We're already behind the eight ball, so it's like being able to come and I'm on the team with kids that went to Texas State, kids that went to these Power Five schools, and we're sitting at the same spot. So it's like
Yeah.
we still can do it. Like to anybody, like bro, we came from all black school. That's not an excuse no more. Like I went to HBCU, bro. That's not an excuse no more. Like
Literally, yeah.
it's just like opening eyes and doors for everybody else. Like paving the way, showing people that you can do it. Like facts.
So, how do you feel Southern prepared you?
Southern prepared me in a lot of different. Are you talking about as far as life or towards the
Okay,
game?
we can attack life first. Like, how do you think Southern has prepared you for life?
I would definitely say high school prepared me for Southern first.
Mm.
A lot of stuff that I knew in high school, as far as going to like the different programs and college stuff in high school, definitely prepared me to understand what college was faster than others. So I
Yeah,
already understood that, like, I wouldn't say shortcuts that you could take, but just like as far as like understanding how to get a relationship with like your faculty and things, different things like that, how to talk to your teachers and different stuff like that, which at the end help you out. As far as being an athlete, like it's a lot of days you're not in class, but
yeah.
communicating with your teachers and different things like that, such. I would say Southern has definitely granted me more opportunities as far as more than and helped me understand like the business side of things more than anything for sure. Like I was able to, I'm a part of this program. I mean, this thing is SAAC, Student Athlete Advisory Committee, right? So then you go, I'm on the one at the school, hold two positions there, and then able to be in the conference SAAC, holding a position there, the guy writes. And I was then presented the opportunity to go to NCAA SAAC meeting, which out the NCAA headquarters. So I'll definitely say like that was an opportunity that Southern like I was able to get from going to Southern, and just different things like that. I would definitely say the opportunity and the connections that I was able to make were definitely more than like things that I would per se learn.
Mhm.
But for sure,
So we have to go into more detail. Like the people want to know. So you mentioned that you were part of the Divine Nine organization. So can you repeat like which one and why did you pledge?
Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated, uh, the Alpha Sigma chapter. You said, why did I pledge? I feel okay. So the reason why, okay, I was in Kappa League in high
Hmm.
school, so
I
it's like
remember.
a mentor program. The big goal within that was, making it to college and pledging and whatnot. So I already had that inspiration. But getting to Southern and wanting to be a part of ASIG, it was just the way they hold themselves as men. Uh, like what I was already being taught, I was able to, join that fraternity, see it firsthand first as like what I was always looking up to. So it was always on my mind to cross. Like I said, I wanted to go to Southern. if I was going to attend school, I was going to get the full experience, just not focus on baseball. So that was one of the things that I wanted to accomplish. But I would definitely say it started in high school. Like it started seeing videos and seeing the people around in my community, like my dad's friends, like the people at our high school. You know,
Yeah.
our principal was a noob. Two of our principals are noob. So it's just like seeing those guys. That's encouraged me. Those are people that I talk to whenever I need something. If I need a letter, anything business related was coming through them when I was in high school. So I definitely say that inspiration came from high school going into.
So do you think you like fit the stereotype?
It's a couple of them, not all of them, for sure.
What stereotypes do you think you fit more?
What stereotypes are we talking about? You ask,
I like
stereotype and I say yes or no.
When I think of Kappas, I think of prestige. Very like they hold themselves to like a higher level. I'm not saying they're
for sure
inferior to people, but I feel as though they walk with a different, a little like swag. You know what I'm saying? So
I definitely take that one. I for sure walk around with a different set of confidence because it's like you competing against yourself. So why should I be a little timid or why should I be this or that, shy or another? So yeah, I definitely say the confidence is there for sure.
So what does being in a fraternity mean to you?
It means brotherhood. I mean, the things that our objectives to unite college men and culture pastors on abundant achievement. So the big achievement part is what I really looked into and try to take strive in as far as achievement at every field of human endeavor, right? So that's in every category of my life. So that's baseball, school, and different stuff that we do in the community with Kappa Alpha Psi, like going into schools and reading kids. Like that's mentoring kids. Like that's something that I really appreciate. I mean, we also inspire service and public interest. So that's like I'm saying, that volunteer stuff that I feel like I fit into. And then we also assist in aims and purposes in college and university. So that's the different organizations I'm in or whatnot. So
how would you describe the experience of being a Divine Nine member? Like just being able to say you're part of an organization like that. Like how would you describe that experience?
So Divine Nine, the experience I guess I'm starting to step into and being able to learn more about. But just over the last year or so that I've been in, it's just the greatness of blacks that we have. Like Kamala, she's not running for the presidency. Like that's big. I'm a part of her though because I'm in Divine Nine. It's like I use just like more connections and different stuff like that. Like it's a lot of great people out there that's doing great work that is a part of the same I say organization or a group of people, which we all are black individuals, or most of us at least. So it's just understanding the greatness and different stuff.
So what are the misconceptions, do you think?
A lot, bro. A lot. Just a party. We just did a party. We just show up and shimmy. Like it's just like, bro, we do a lot of other things. Like I said, a lot of achievements in every field of human endeavor. So it's just like, bro, we just don't shimmy. We just don't talk to girls. We just don't do this, bro. Like that come with it, but it's just like understanding what all the other stuff that we do, like the things.
Like the bigger picture.
Yeah, like we done passed a lot of different laws and different stuff, different things that we did on campus to impact our campus. Like we host events that make your college experience better.
Yeah, I love that.
So
I love that. So what advice do you have for people like wanting to get the full HBCU experience?
Okay, once you get to school, get active. So join different clubs that's around, different organizations. It's not just like Greek life. I say get in the SGA programs, Student Government Association programs, your men program, your female empowerment programs. Like the more people you meet, the more I say, okay, so like when you go to college, you plant seeds. So the seed that you plant, if you don't talk to nobody, you have no branches to grow off of. So the more people you talk to, the more people you play seeds with, you have more plants and more limbs to, use later on in life. That's what I would say. Learn and meet as many people as possible, because
So just basically building your network.
yeah. So the knowledge that other people have, you could definitely gain from them. So
yeah. So before I get to the last question, is there anything else you want to share about your story that you think listeners should know, or your experience as a student athlete at Southern?
Honestly, I don't have none on my mind right now.
And you know what? That's completely fine. That's completely fine. But our last question is presented by our sponsor, Cricket Wireless. So shout out to Cricket, a proud supporter of HBCU culture and community. We love Cricket over here. But how has going to an HBCU influenced the person you are today?
It definitely is a part of making who I am as a person, building me up, and also allowing me to learn from my mistakes and downfalls. Also bringing me in when I do have those hard problems and different things that I need to talk about to help grow as a person. So I definitely say it is put people in my life that pour into me, and I'm able to sprout out, and the goodness of the things that they poured in me are starting to come out, and they'll continue to come out over these next couple of years, just off the, like I said, the water that they're pouring into me as a seed. Right.
That's good. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experiences with us, Jerry. Like, I think people will benefit from your side of the story, your side of things, experience the full experience, and not just only being a student athlete. So I thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Sure.
Of course. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. We've got tons more great guests, and we'll continue talking about HBCUs from all angles. So make sure you rate, review, subscribe so you don't miss out on more Echoes of the Yard.